I'm Bree Guns with Packaging World. What follows is a clip from an on-demand Packaging World webinar, Flexible Packaging, Considerations for Running New Era Materials on Existing or Older Equipment. Scan the QR code at the end of the video to access the full discussion.
The last one I wanted to bring up, and this is across all materials, is post-consumer resins. And you can throw in post-industrial resins, but so PCR and PIR are just recycled material. So, I mean, as we know, plastic particularly, you can only get so many cycles out of a plastic before it no longer becomes usable. It gets brittle, it gets older. How are machine builders handling PCR?
I think the biggest issue with that post-consumer content in the material is it affects the parameters of the equipment. So that you're back to your three again, your temperature, your pressure, and dwell time. You're changing the actual chemical makeup of the material, and sometimes adding that post-consumer content to what was originally a virgin material. Now it takes longer to seal or a higher temperature to seal, and that might affect the time, or certainly affects the time. So now all of a sudden, when you had a production line that was easily able to do 300 of something a minute, now it's 275 or 250, because that it just takes longer to handle that material.
But one good thing about PCR, well, there's lots of good things about it, but now in kind of a roundabout way, you do require action from the consumer, because that consumer would have had to have recycled the material for it to be recycled material. But really, it's something that a brand owner can start to use higher and higher percentages of PCR in the material without requiring action from the consumer. You're not asking them to recycle it, even though they should be. The downside, there's not enough of it. We know that Americans, particularly, and partially because of our systems, aren't recycling enough, which means that PCR tends to be a higher value item or a higher price tag item, and there's not enough of it.
It's a matter of cost. Everybody wants to do the right thing, and everybody says they're willing to pay more for certain things, but sometimes those materials are difficult to obtain, and sometimes the cost or the performance of them is such that it just makes them not viable, at least at the present time.